Hello everyone, in today's tutorial I'll be teaching us how to draft a basic bodice pattern. The materials required: you need your pattern paper, your measuring tape, your scissors, your pencil, your marker, and of course your ruler. The first thing we're going to do is to draw out our starting line, which will serve as our shoulder line, and from that line we will begin to take all the measurements. From our shoulder line, I came down by 10 inches, which is my bust point, and made a point there, after which I connected those two lines together. Still placing our tape on the shoulder line, I came down by 14 inches, which is my under bust measurement, and made a point there. Then I went down by 17 inches, my shoulder to waist measurement in front. Then I went down by 22 inches. That is how long I want this blouse to be. Then I connected all the horizontal lines. Now to create our neck line, I'm going to be going in from the shoulder line by 3 inches, which is going to be our neck width, and 3 inches, which is going to be our neck depth. That's the standard. Then I'm going to connect those two together using a French curve. Then I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement, which is your shoulder divided by 2. And I'm going to make a line there. We're going to go ahead and label all our lines, which is the bust line, the under bust line, the waistline, and the hemline. From this point marked here, we're going to come down by 1 inch to create our shoulder slope. Then we're going to connect it to the neck width in order to create the shoulder slope, because your shoulder is not straight. Then from the bust point, we're going to come up by 2 inches in order to create the chest line. We're going to connect those 2 points together, and we're going to level it our chest line. Then from the shoulder slope, you're going to come down to the chest line, and you're going to draw a line. So we're doing this in order to create our armhole. So we're going to divide our armhole measurement into 2, and I'm going to make a point there. Then from that point, you go in by half an inch. That's 0.5 inch. Then you mark it. Then you go ahead and divide your bust measurement by 4 and mark it there. Then you connect those 3 points together from the shoulder slope to the points which you made on the chest line. So the next thing we're going to do is to create our dart, and you'll be making use of your bust band measurement, and you divide that by 2. Mine is 8, so I divided it by 2, which is 4. Then make that point on the bust line, the under bust line, the chest line, and the hemline, and you're going to connect them together as just the way I'm doing it. Guys, we're going to take in our darts from the waistline. Always do this on the waistline. So I'm going in by 0.75 inches. You can actually use 1 inches if you're on the bigger side. And from the hemline, I went up by 2 inches. Then you connect those points. Connect them just the way I'm doing it on the video. Just do the same thing. Then we're going to input all our measurements. We're going to divide the waist measurement by 4 and mark it. Then we're going to take that input there. Mine is 1.5. We're going to replace it there. Then we're going to divide the hip measurement by 4 and input it on the hemline. Then connect those points, your bust measurement, your waist, and your hemline. Just connect it. So now go ahead and use your scissors and trace out what you have. We did not add our seam allowance to this. Just add it when you are cutting it on your fabric. So guys, we're going to impute our side dart, and to do that you have to subtract your back shoulder to waist measurement from your front shoulder to waist measurement. When you take those measurements, you discover that your shoulder to waist in front is actually longer than your shoulder to waist behind. After doing the calculation, mine was 2, so I made a point there and connected it to the bust line. And now we're going to go over to draft out the back pattern for these bodies. The first thing we did was to draw our starting line, which is our shoulder line. Then we went in by 1.5 inches, which is our zipper allowance. Then from the shoulder line, we marked 10 inches, which is our bust line. Then from the shoulder line, we went down again by 15 inches, which is our shoulder to waistline.
from the back. The only difference between our front and back pattern is just the waistline. So instead of marking our hemline for the front, which was 22 inches, we are going to take the front pattern paper and measure from the waistline to the hemline, which mine was 5. Then I'm going to like take that 5 and impute it on the back to form a new hemline for the back. This is to create a new neckline for the back pattern, and we're going to mark 3 inches for the neck width and 1 inches for the neck depth, then connect it. Then we're going to mark our shoulder measurement divided by 2, come down from that point by 1 inches to create the shoulder. From the bust line, we're going to go up by 2 inches to create the chest line, just the way we did for the front. We're going to mark it, and we're going to draw a horizontal line to connect those points, and we're going to label it our chest line. We're going to go ahead and connect the shoulder slope to the chest line, and we're going to divide our armhole measurements by 2.
This is exactly what we did for the front pattern, just that when you divide it by 2 on the back pattern, you won't have to go in by half an inch. We're going to divide our bust measurement by 4 and place it on the chest line, mark it on the chest line. Then we're going to connect those points together just the way I'm doing it. So guys, we're going to go ahead and create our dart for our back pattern. And please note that for the back pattern, we're going to be creating our dart from the chest line. Okay, we are going to go ahead and connect all the points we've made from the chest line down to the hemline. So from the waistline, we're going to go in on both sides by 0.75 inch, just the way we did on the front pattern. Then we're going to come up by 2 inches from the hemline. Then we're going to connect the points in order to create our dart. Then from the waistline, we're going to divide our waist measurement by 4. We're going to impute that measurement on the waistline. Then we're going to take the dart intake there, and we're going to replace it. Our dart intake is 1.5 inches. We're going to replace it. Then we're going to impute all the body measurements, and we're going to connect all of them. So now guys, to eliminate this zipper bulge, we're going to go to the waistline and go in by 0.5 inch. So from that point we made, we are going to connect it back to the hemline in a slant. So that's just it to remove zipper bulge. So now we're going to trace out our pattern paper, and we also did not add seam allowance here. So that's it for the drafting of this bodice pattern. And by the time we join both of them together, you will notice that the front is actually longer than the back. But by the time we take in the side darts, you notice that it will become equal. So that's all for the drafting of this basic bodice pattern, which you can use to create your corset and your bustiers. You learned a thing or two from this video. Thank you for listening.